episode of Ebony Ladies in the DR. I'm your host, Bridget. Today's topic is what everybody's been asking me about. Do you have medical insurance? Of course we have medical insurance. So we have three major insurance companies here for healthcare. They are ARS Palic, Humana, and Universal. So I'm familiar with Humana firsthand. I have bronchitis here in the Dominican Republic, so I use my Humana insurance, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. I have since changed to Universal. Universal had a little bit better reviews. I didn't have any problems with Humana, but they had better reviews, and guess what else? Their price was lower per month. So we're going to get into all of that. I'm going to try my best to give you enough information to make an educated decision about your own health care here in the Dominican Republic. Okay, the first plan we're going to get into is going to be Humana or Humano. In the Dominican Republic, it is Humano. In some places, they do refer to it as Humana because, you know, the whole Spanish thing, it could be feminine or masculine, and that's the only difference with Humana or Humano with the spelling. Okay, so we're going to jump right into the plan. The plan Royal is their first plan. That's 2,150 Dominican pesos or $42 US per month. And I don't have the copay on here. The copay is $10. I think the same as most major insurances in the US. So ambulance, they have coverage at 80%, you'll pay 20. So if you go down the line, you see ambulance, labs and x-rays, vaccines, physical therapy, outpatient procedures, special studies, which is your mammograms. We're going to talk about that. Your radiology, your special labs, things that they need to diagnose and get more information on in case you see something like tumors, biopsy, cysts, things of that nature. Emergencies, 100% in network. You pay nothing out of pocket if you are taken to the emergency room with an emergency. Nothing out of pocket. 80% out of network, which is great because a lot of places, you know, you pay 40-50% if it's out of network. So you're saying, well, what does the 80% mean? Okay, so ambulance charge. In the U.S., an ambulance charge can range anywhere depending on your state. So we're from Texas. Ambulance charges can be anywhere without insurance from $400 to $700 literally to go down the street. As long as they put you in the ambulance, that's the price you're going to pay. Here, the ambulance charge is a whopping $35 US. You pay 80% of that. I mean, you pay 20% of that. Your insurance takes care of 80%. And they also have Life Flight. Life Flight is covered at 80%. Life Flight is a helicopter taking you to the ambulance. I'm sure everybody knew that. So the Life Flight is going to be $200 US. You only pay 20% of that. So to get life flighted in a helicopter to emergency room in the Dominican Republic, you're out of $20 US. So insurance here cannot be beat. It is absolutely great insurance. Great health care, and they do have health care that is free for people below the poverty level. And I know people refer to Dominican Republic as a developing country, so there are quite a few people in this population that are getting free health care, which is awesome. So we hope that the politicians are going to keep it that way because they have a big election coming up, and that is one of the things on the agenda. So I'm trying to get into my Dominican politics. Okay, so ambulance, labs, x-rays. So I told you all that I had bronchitis here in the Dominican Republic. My labs and x-rays, I had to pay 20%. So I had to go get blood work done. I probably had 10 tests done. I had x-rays done for my throat, for my chest, all of that. I left the hospital that day, and I was there probably an hour and a half. And we're going to talk about that. Probably an hour and a half, and I left. I paid $12 total. That was my out-of-pocket expense for all of my labs, my x-rays, and everything that they had to do for me that day. So again, you can't beat it. So we're going to talk about a little bit more about Humana. Okay, so we're still on Humana or Humano, whichever one you want to use today. Okay, so now the hospital coverage. This is going into the hospital, being admitted, inpatient services. So the Dominican price, $3,000 Dominican pesos or $60 US. So you see here it says room per day unlimited. You pay nothing. You can be in the hospital, whereas in the US there's a cap. You have what, up to 40 to 50 days per year that you can be admitted into the hospital, and that is covered. In the Dominican Republic, with this insurance Humana, the plan Royal, it is unlimited days. So if you have to be in the hospital 50 days, 60 days, 70 days, if you're in the hospital the whole year, you're there. It's unlimited. It's going to be covered. Here in the Dominican Republic, your medicines, as long as you're admitted in the hospital, it's covered 100% unlimited. We don't want you to come here and get addicted to pills. No, we don't want that. They don't want that, but we want you to get better. They want you to stay healthy. All right, surgery room, 100%. Anesthesia, medicines in the surgery room, 100%. Labs and x-rays when you're admitted in the hospital, 100%. Intensive care, 100%. So that cover up to $100, 5,000 Dominican pesos or $100 US per day. So you are completely covered under the plan Royal with Humana. So you can't beat that. You get admitted into the hospital. You are not laying in a hospital bed wondering how you're going to cover this hospital bill. It is already taken care of with your plan for only $42 a month. So with Humana, if you get pregnant, have a baby, get admitted in the hospital, 100% covered for maternity. Some other coverages people ask me about: major diseases. And of course, it's the same thing within the U.S. It's going to vary if this is pre-existing or not. So if it's not pre-existing, you're looking at 50,000 Dominican pesos or 1,000 US. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a lot in the US, but here in the Dominican, your average, even major diseases, people can go into the hospital with cancer, get radiology, chemotherapy, those type of treatments, and they're only paying $100 to $200 max. $300 for chemo, so your $1,000 US is going to take care of you. So even with major diseases, your coverage is going to be better because we tell you all the time that the cost of living here in the Dominican Republic is way cheaper than in the US. So this number doesn't sound big to you. This is huge here in the Dominican Republic, $1,000. So it's going to take care of you. Earth ambulance. Earth ambulance is your air flight. They call it Earth ambulance, but that is covered 100%. So that is no copay. And remember, we said out of pocket was 20% for regular ambulance. But Earth ambulance or a life flight air ambulance covered at 100%. Then case limits. So if you have a major disease or you have any type of other major medical problems, your coverage is 350,000 Dominican pesos or 7,000 US, and this is per year. So if you have some kind of pre-existing conditions, have something going on with you, you will still have great coverage here. There's no need to come here, keep a US policy, get a supplemental policy. You're throwing away money. So that is the long and the short of Humana Medical with the plan Royal. So we're going to discuss another Humana plan, but these are some of the things that everybody's been asking me about. How would they be covered with your medications, 20%. Now we're going to go on to a different plan with Humana. They have two different plans that I want to talk about, and the next one's going to be Plan Max. Okay, so now we're on our second plan with Humana or Humano. We were on Plan Royal. This is Plan Max. Plan Max is more. This is a plan that Devin and I started out with when we got here. It's 2,800 Dominican pesos or $55 per person US per month. Okay, so now this plan had a lot more coverage. The copays were a lot cheaper than the first one, and it covers more. So as you see, outpatient services here are 85% unlimited. Labs and x-rays, 85, where the other plan was 80 across the board. Vaccines, 80%. Physical therapy, 80%. And you see, you can go to physical therapy 20 times per year at 80%, and you only pay the 20%, which is awesome. So then surgery is covered at 80%. Emergencies on both plans are covered at 100%. Nowhere in the U.S. do they cover emergencies at 100%. Okay, psychological and psychiatric consultations covered at 80%, and you can go 25 visits per year under this plan. So this is something that rural didn't offer. So if you're having a little problem adjusting to your new life in a foreign country, need to talk it over with a third party. Hey, you got psychological and psychiatric consultations, up to 25 visits per year to go see a therapist and get your head right. Because it's a big thing to move to another country. Trust me, I know. I'm navigating it with you all. So this is the insurance. This is Plan Max, $55 US. And I'm going to give you a little bit more details on this plan as well. Okay, so continuing on with Plan Max, we're going to talk about the hospital coverage now. So the rooms are covered at 100%. You see, it's 4,000 Dominican pesos or $80 US per day. So this was a little confusing to me because I'm saying if it's covered at 100%, then what's this about, $80 per day? I found out just for you all what this is all about. It's the difference between a shared room and a private room. Private room, I think it was like I think it was $22 per day, where a shared room was $17 per day. You got up to $80 per day. So this can get you a private room, cable in your room. I did the homework. Get your cable in your room and an extra bed for your loved ones that want to lay up in the hospital with you. So that's what that's all about, because once you get admitted into hospital, this is all inpatient. You're covered 100%. There's your medicine, 100, surgery room, anesthesia, labs and x-rays, intensive care, 100% unlimited. So these are things in the U.S. Look at your insurance policies and do your homework and do the comparisons. You don't get 100% in the hospital as an inpatient. You know, most of the coverages are about 75 to 80% max. And that's a very high plan in the U.S. Remember, this one's only $55 per person. And that's considered high here. Everybody was like, why are y'all paying so much? And it's because this plan. But then I told you, we shifted. We're no longer with Humana, we're with Universal. So we're going to talk about Universal as well. But Humana has excellent plans here. And if you're just familiar with the Humana brand and you want to stick to what you know coming from the U.S. to the Dominican Republic, you're going to have excellent coverage at a far lower price than what you would spend in the U.S. So again, cost of living is cheaper here, and you're going to have great medical coverage. Now with Humana, it did come with dental coverage as well, still for either the $42 per month or the $55 per month, both plans. So dental raw, dental max, and we're going to go through what the coverages are. So your consultations, you go in, need to see the dentist, 100% covered. Radiology with dental raw is 70%, dental max 100% covered. Emergencies and prevention, that is going to be 70% raw, 100% max. Operations is going to be 70% under raw, 100% under dental max. Endodontics, bear with me, is going to be 80% on both plans. Crowns and bridges is the same on both plans at 70%. Periodontics is going to be 60% with dental raw, 80% with dental max. It says pediatric dentistry under 16 years old is going to be at 70% with raw, 80% dental max. Now this is good because here in Dominican Republic, almost everybody that works in a resort have a beautiful smile and they have braces on their teeth right now. So they are taking advantage of their dental plans. So it's the orthodontics, they only pay 50% under the raw, but under the max, 80%. So if you come here, you need braces like me, get 80%, you only pay 20% out of pocket. Surgery, dental raw is 70%. Dental max 80%. We have another expat that I was reading on the blog. They have the same insurance. They went in, they chipped their tooth. They have dental max at 80%. The chipped tooth, to get it repaired, never looks like he even chipped his tooth. He put the before and after pictures. Yeah, everything's on the blog. If you want to know expats living in the Dominican Republic, expats in the DR. If you have more questions that I'm not covering, Log on Facebook, go to those pages. They're going to have all kinds of answers for you. But don't depend on those blogs 100%, because a lot of people said that the healthcare coverage here was horrible. And as you see, that is not the truth. So for surgery, 70% raw, 80% dental max. I'm going to be taking care of these healthcare benefits this early part of this year. My dental benefits as soon as I can. So you might see a new smile, hopefully by the springtime. All right, so that's the dental coverage for Dental Raw and Dental Max. Any questions? Inbox me, Facebook me. In the meantime, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. You knew it was coming. All right, more plans coming up. Look, I did my homework. We have a lot of insurance information, but I'm not going to bore you. I'm not going to give you more than what you need. I'm going to give you just enough to what? Make an educated decision about your own health care. All right, so Humana Medical still on Plan Max, the one that's $55 per month. Maternity is covered here in the Dominican Republic on 100%. I don't care which plan you get. So I think that's why I see so many pregnant women and so many pregnancy photo shoots on the beach, because you can come here and have a baby for free, 100%. Air ambulance is covered by Alert Plus. Alert Plus is just one of their vendors. It's covered at 100%. Diseases. I don't know if anybody has coronavirus here. We haven't had any reports, but if they do, it's going to be covered up to 50,000 Dominican pesos or 1,000 US. And again, might not sound like a lot to you, but diseases to treat, cancer, to treat, to get x-rays, heart disease, things like that, usually out of pocket for Dominican is max $500-600. So you're well covered by getting 1,000 US dollars. Last expenses, this is the only plan that the Plan Roll didn't cover last expenses, but Plan Max does. So if you don't have any life insurance policies or life insurance plans, things like that already in place, then this may be something that you're definitely interested in. Up to 50,000 Dominican pesos, again, 1,000 US. To bury someone here in the Dominican Republic, if you do a burial in a cemetery, which they have, and I actually have not seen a cemetery here, but I guess they have them, because they said bury in a cemetery is going to cost you $285. That's the price of cremation in the U.S. To be cremated here in the Dominican Republic, max is $92. Yes, I found that out for you. And you have 1,000, so you still got some extra money. I mean, I don't know who's going to get it, because you are what? You're gone. Okay, so we're going to get out of the dead zone. Case limit, 50,000 Dominican pesos. I'm sorry, 500,000 Dominican pesos. So that's 10,000. The other plan Royal, was 7,000. So here you got extra 3,000 more for your case limit in case of any type of serious illness, something that's ongoing, long term, then you're going to be covered. And don't let that number get in your head as a low number, because that's a lot of money here in the Dominican Republic. So you got to think about the current exchange rate is $1 US to $50.84 Dominican pesos. So again, cost of living, you're going to have more than enough money, and these are great medical coverages here in the Dominican Republic. So I think that's going to be it for Humana. And then we're going to get you started on another insurance policy. Okay, so now we are done with Humana. We are moving on to ARS Palic Insurance. Now, if you're not able to read this one, I'm going to read it and go through it with you. This one, I put the details. I'm not in love with them, so I'm not recommending them. I'm giving you the information, not to sound partial to any specific insurance company, but of course I am. But I'm going to go through this and tell you there are two plans. They have the Premium Executive, which is $54.80 US. Then they have the second Prestige plan, which is $128 US. All right, so I'm going to go through this. Message me if you have any questions. I'm just going to kind of go through it because I wasn't really interested in this plan. All right, 100% hospitalization, which is great. Room per day is 5,000 Dominican pesos or $50. Outpatient services that do not require hospital stay coverage is 85%. Reimbursement if the doctor does not receive insurance, 3,500 Dominican pesos. Emergencies, all emergencies here are covered at 100%. Accidents are 80% due to illness, okay? Catastrophic or high-cost diseases, the coverage is a lot higher than Humana. It's $900,000. You remember on Humana, it was $500,000. So the coverage is a lot better for catastrophic or high-cost diseases. So if you do have the pre-existing condition, this ARS Palic is a plan that I would recommend for you. Okay, the plan includes $10,000 pesos for purchases of prescription drugs. Also includes air and land ambulance because it's an island. So they have to get you to the hospital because they're not a hospital. They're not hospitals on every corner like in the U.S. So they use a live flight, I believe, a lot more than we do in Texas. I don't know about other states, but definitely a lot more than we do in Texas. Okay, dentistry, ophthalmology, and funeral services up to 50,000 Dominican pesos. The plan price per month is $27.40, which is the $54.80. The semi-annual payment, you get a little break, $15,660. Okay, so it is a good plan, just didn't work for me. Okay, all right. The second prestige plan is the second plan for ARS Palic. Comes in 100% total coverage. The medicine for pharmacy purchase is $15,000, whereas here I think it was only $10,000. Catastrophic diseases are high cost. This one is $2 million. So again, you have quite a bit of insurance if you're coming to the Dominican Republic with the pre-existing condition. And it's not just pre-existing if you develop a serious illness while you're here in the Dominican. Your coverage is either going to be $900,000 or $2 million, which is a lot of coverage for the Dominican Republic. The plan also includes land and air ambulance, dentistry, ophthalmology, funeral services up to 150,000 Dominican pesos, medical assistance abroad for U.S. $10,000, which is awesome because this plan does go hand in hand with several U.S. International policies. So if you have a policy already, this could be a supplemental policy and you will have double coverage basically, and they do allow that here in the Dominican Republic. Medical assistance abroad, okay, it says before boarding, access to the VIP lounge at the International Airport of the Americas. So this will cover you if you're ill. You don't have to sit in the public area. They have a VIP lounge just for their insurance holders that are experiencing any type of medical, not just emergency, but any type of medical situation. Okay, the plan price per month is $6,400, which I gave you up here, which is $128. Semi-annual payment $36,250. So, whereas I don't personally endorse this plan because I don't have, pre-existing conditions or thank God right now, no diseases. I don't want to get any. But if you do, or something like that is genetic in your family, then this is a plan. This company altogether, ARS Palic, is one I would say if you get here, look into it because this may be the plan for you. Okay, everybody, so you're hanging in there, learning all about insurance in the Dominican Republic, being covered medically in a foreign country. It's no different than the U.S., except for the expenses are going to be a lot less out of pocket for you. Okay, so this is the insurance that I now have. This is Universal Alpha. I only did the one plan with Universal. The other plans were... the differences were so small that I didn't think I needed to go into that with you all today. So it's $4,510 Dominican pesos or $43 per person US. This is the plan we have. Our last plan was $55. The coverages were almost identical. So you see, we saved ourselves $12 each per month. So it goes hand in hand with the cost of living being cheaper and getting cheaper every day. So, emergencies in an ambulance is covered at 100% always. Labs and x-rays, 85%. That's if you are not inpatient. That's outpatient. Vaccines, 100%. Private room, 100%. That is awesome. Up to 4,500 Dominican pesos, up to $90 per day. Again, that is cable TV, an extra bed for your loved one. That's all it is, because the private room is 100%. Your hospital services, 100%. Inpatient or outpatient. So when we say inpatient or outpatient with the hospital services, not everything can be performed or has to be performed overnight. So we would just categorize it as Outpatient. Well, here in the Dominican, they'll say hospital service because it can't be done in a clinic or it can't be done in a doctor's office. So covered at 100%. Same thing. Surgery, 85%. There go those babies again. Maternity, 100%. You want to come here and have your baby, get your insurance, 100% coverage. Case limit with Universal Alpha, 500,000 Dominican pesos or 10,000 US. So this is great coverage for us. Our other plan was 10,000 US, but we were paying at $55 per month. And so on our other plan, I'm going to get the medicines also. But Universal is like the Humana of the U.S., or I can't think of what is the other big plan in the United States. But this is considered the big plan in the Dominican Republic. So your average Dominican will have Universal, and it's plenty coverage, more than enough for what you need to take care of yourself and be healthy. So we're on more information for the plan that I have, the Universal Alpha. And pharmacy medicines are 10,000, coverage up to 10,000 Dominican pesos or up to $200 US. Now, last year, we've been here over a year, and last year Diamond spent, I think, about $60 total in medicines, and we have up to $200. So when you think $200 and you think that's enough because of the high cost of the medicine in the U.S., this is more than enough here in the Dominican Republic. And that's getting all of his medication, okay? So last expenses, or 80%, last expenses, here we go, 80,000 Dominican pesos or 1,600 in the U.S., or $1,600 U.S. So I told you, to be buried is less than $300. To be cremated is less than $100. So there you go, with more than what you need for your last expenses. So there's really not a need to take out insurance policy for a burial plot. It's good to have an insurance policy to leave money behind for your loved ones to take care of other things that they might have to take care of. But you don't have to buy a burial plot if your last expenses is getting you $1,600 US, and to bury or cremate you is less than $300-400. So do your math. Don't throw away money that you don't have to. Okay? So diseases are covered at 85%. Outpatient procedures, 85%. Physical therapy, 85%. Now, with Universal, I'm still trying to find out if there's unlimited or limited. Most of everything, all said or was specific, was said if it was unlimited or limited. So this one I do not know for sure. But I did fail to put on here about the psychiatric and psychotic consultations if you need to see a therapist to get your mind right. That is unlimited with Universal, and it's covered at 85%. So their charges for an hour of therapy with the psychiatrist here in the Dominican Republic is like $110. Take away 85%, you pay 15% of that. If you need therapy, there's no reason why you should not be getting it here in the Dominican Republic. So that's going to be all the information. I didn't go deep into it because it was so much of the same as Humana. It was repetitive. But if you have questions, don't forget, you can ask me. Just message me. The dental was the same. Almost everything, 90% of everything on the dental for Universal is covered at 80%. There are only a couple things on there that were covered at 70%. So everything else in your general visits, office visits, there's no limit, and they're 100%. So Universal is the choice that I made, not just on this monthly price, but also on the medicine, which affects us, and then outpatient procedures, 85%. So those are some of the things, and those are reasons why we chose this particular health insurance. And it's nationwide as well, the same as Humana. I think ARS Palic is the only one that's not tied in the U.S. and not offered in the U.S., but it is offered as a supplemental to your U.S. plans. All right, so that is everything for Universal Alpha. That's my plan. I recommend it. I'm going to give you all a little bit more information overall insurance in just a moment. Okay, everybody, so I know I've given you a lot of information. So we talked about 3 different insurance companies here in the Dominican Republic, specifically here in Punta Cana. We have ARS Palic, Universal, and Humana. Okay, And this is just a quick little summary, a little bit more information I want to give you. All three insurance companies are located downtown Punta Cana or San Juan Plaza. They all have representatives that speak English, but this is a good opportunity to try out your Spanish. So you will get all of your contracts in Spanish. So you have to ask, request, beg, plead to get it translated for you. Some places will, some places will not. So that's why you want to brush up on your Spanish, because most of the contracts are in Spanish because we're in a Spanish-speaking country. All right, Humana. Humana is the only one that requires a physical over the age of 50. Now, when Devlin and I got here, we were not quite 50. So neither one of us, when we signed up for this plan, had to take a physical. But now I'm 50, was turned 50 in December. Devlin's now 51. Had we stayed with Humana, we would both have to go and get the physicals done. So keep that in mind. If you're 50 and over, then you do have to take a physical with Humana. Not with ARS Palic and not with Universal. And Humana does pay for it. So it's not going to be any out of pocket to you to go get the physical. Okay? All the plans start the first of the following month. Okay? So make sure you keep that in mind when you're coming and you have your U.S. policies. You want to keep them to the end of that month, so if anything happens that you are covered. Because the plans here don't start on that date. Everything starts the first of the month. All right? ARS Palic, one of the reasons I really didn't like them, because they only accept debit cards for payments. And because we are still U.S. citizens, we're not Dominican citizens as of yet, we chose not to get a Dominican bank account. We have U.S. bank accounts. Well, we have bank accounts here in the Dominican, let me clarify, but we chose to have our bank accounts in U.S. dollars instead of pesos. So if you choose to have a bank account with U.S. dollars, you do not get a debit card. So this was not an option for us because we did not have debit cards, okay? So that's something else. They won't let you come in and pay cash. They won't let you come in and pay early. Nowhere does. But they only accept debit cards for payment, all right? Humana does an automatic withdrawal on debit card or 6 months prepaid in cash. So that's if you go into the office. One thing I do know for sure, if you are with an agent versus going into the office, you can make monthly payments. So if that's the option that you want, that's the option that you would prefer, then you need to do it with an agent and not at the Humana office that's downtown Punta Cana. All right? Universal, if paying in cash, it has to be 3 months in advance. So this is what we are. We did Universal. They don't let you pay month to month if you're paying cash. You have to pay up to 3 months in advance. So no big deal. We paid up to 3 months in advance in cash. You know, our insurance is taken care of for at least 3 months, right? Okay, all the dental plans pretty much were the same. That's why I didn't go into breaking down each one. And there are no vision plans yet. Okay, so I don't have vision, and you know that Devlin and I both wear glasses, so that's something that I'm still looking into. Majority of the people here in the Dominican Republic don't have vision because they say that the eye exams are less than $30 US, where at home they're like minimum, I think, $75 to $80, unless you go to one of the franchise places that now offer a $39 exam with, you know, a pair of glasses. But here, all of the eye exams, they've been telling me, fall under like the $50 mark. And then glasses are going to vary, just depending on how fancy you want to be. So, the vision plans, once I get them, I'll upload it, I'll do a little segment and give you information on the vision plans. Okay, so now I want to go back and tell you all. So, I did have bronchitis here in the Dominican Republic a few months after moving here. And I, was so afraid because all I've read on the expat blogs is how horrible the conditions are in the hospital, how rude the people were going to be. It was everything negative, everything negative. So it was a Monday. We went to the hospital. Me and Devin rode our bikes to the hospital. We got there. It was a million people, it felt like. It was so crowded. And my heart just started pounding because, one, our Spanish is not fluent. So, and then two, you get it, we're in a foreign country, we hadn't been here but a few months, and I got bronchitis, something I've never had before. So there was nervousness and a bit of anxiety. We went up to the first representative, did our best with our Spanish. She got us someone who spoke English, took our insurance card, our passport, got us checked in, and we literally waited not even an hour, and we were walk-ins. Okay, so then you get checked in, the copay then was $10. The hospital is a new hospital. It's in Fruisa. It's called Centro Medico. This hospital is state-of-the-art. It is spotless. If you wanted water, they bring you a glass of water. If you wanted coffee, they bring you coffee or tea in China, not a paper cup. And everyone was extremely nice. They bared with us with our English and our Spanish, and so it was so refreshing. So I said, okay, I'm not believing anything else I read in these expat forms, because for some reason people like to always make it seem like everything is so bad, and it's people that live here. So I'm like, are they doing this on purpose because they don't want other people to come and enjoy this beautiful island with them? Because I don't get it. But the hospital is nice, it's beautiful, it's clean, and we were so happy. And then when it was my turn to go see the doctor, two people ahead of me. So they send you back, you go to the back room and you wait. They tell you when the person comes out, you go in. So the doctor doesn't have you sitting and waiting for 35, 40 minutes doing whatever it is that doctors do in between patients. As soon as that patient came out, I went in. He knew, he had my file in front of me. He knew everything that was going on because the checked-in nurse had put all the information there. He asked me how long I had the cough, and he spoke perfect English. He's a Dominican doctor, graduated in Santo Domingo, medical license, great reviews. I read his reviews, and he's still my same doctor. I had Humana then, but now I have Universal. And you'll find most of the doctors here take one of all three of those medicines. So if you get with a doctor that you love and you don't want to change your insurance because you're afraid he may not take it, do your homework. Most of the time they take the insurance. All right. Again, the hospitals were amazing. They were really clean. And it's just a few minutes from me. There's one closer to me, but I actually started out with Centro Medico. So that's the hospital that is my hospital of choice. Okay, everybody. So I hope I did a good job in getting you enough information to just kind of get the ball rolling and to know which healthcare or which insurance companies are here in the Dominican Republic. So one more time, ARS Palic, Humana, and Universal. If you have questions, as always, do not hesitate to send me a message and let me know, and I will do my best to try to find out anything I haven't found out for you already. Vision plans are coming, don't forget, and hopefully you're going to see me with a new smile. I'm going to take advantage of these dental benefits, but don't believe everything you read negative on the blogs, because the healthcare here is amazing. They have great doctors, and everything has been good to us so far. So like I said, Dominican Republic, cost of living is cheaper. One of the reasons we decided to move here, and we can honestly say that we are very happy with the healthcare here in the Dominican Republic. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to Ebony Ladies in the DR. And have your friends and family check out my YouTube channel and subscribe. Don't forget. But I will talk to you all soon. As always, thank you so much for tuning in right here every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.